It's your boy, Chef. What's going on? What's going on? Welcome to the post game critique, aka the 1,000 subscriber celebration. Would you believe this? Would you believe this? It hasn't even been 50 days. It has not even been 50 days. And look where we sitting right now. Crazy, man. Crazy. He jumped up to. It's a beautiful thing. Put this out here so you guys can see what it is. Man, let me say what's up to family. I apologize. I was setting up the stream early, so I didn't get to see the chat during the main show. So if I missed you, please understand. Not heart, just mind. All right. Blame it on the mind. Quantum love, yo, man. You always first one in on deck. Queen Nita, day one. Kim M85. Danique Anthony. Yo, man, listen. You see this gentleman, Danique Anthony? All right. Thank you, Danique. If you see this dude, look. This dude, you can record a conversation of you arguing with your baby mama, and he's going to edit that shit into like a Steven Spielberg kind of thing. This guy he's ill with it, man. He's ill with it. Seriously. Seeing the stuff that he did, some things, I sent him and he was playing around with, literally had me sitting, trying my hand at editing myself. Always remember to learn something from somebody, man. Always. They may be coming to you, looking to you for help, but it does not make their position lower than you. They may be an expert. They may be an expert in a particular field, and you look up to them. They may be a vice president at a company, and you may be a frontline employee, and you look up to them for something. But you may not even know that you may possess a certain thing, a certain skill set, a certain vibe, a certain level of understanding that would make that person look at you as a god. And it's real. So, Danique, I appreciate you. You literally inspired me to go pull out what I did yesterday. I uploaded that video that I uploaded where, my man JR, bro, he was going through some things. He was facing no criminal stuff. You know what I mean? But he's a father. He's a provider, protector. And what was beautiful was the fact that he was able to come and turn something that was a passion of his into something beautiful. My man was able to open up a food truck. And he and I already did food, Jamaican dudes have sound clashes. He and I had food clashes where we, throw stuff on the grill. He rolled out with his family, came out with me to the cabin up in the North Georgia mountains. So we were out there. But when I was watching, I know he was happy, but I was feeling a level of pride as well, seeing my man with a brand new trailer, making the food that he grew up on. And it is a beautiful thing, man. All I can tell you is at this point, that's my favorite Jamaican establishment now. I want to support the homie. I want him to blow up, and yeah, man, seeing some of the work that Danique actually did for my page. You guys haven't seen it yet. I haven't posted any of it yet, but seeing some of the work that he did, it motivated me to get my ass up and go try to do some of my own and edit on my own. So literally, that video that I posted, the one with the Jamaican store. I literally did that shit on this. As crazy as it is, Galaxy Note 9 phone. I did it on a Galaxy Note 9 and edited it on a Galaxy Note 9. Wild. I feel empowered, yo. Like I just discovered fire. But anyway, enough of me running my mouth. What's good, Garden? What's good? 1,000. I'm sitting at 215. Crazy. Crazy. Yo, I appreciate you. I appreciate your truth. My dude, thank you, man. Thank you. You know, thank you for understanding, my madness. I appreciate you, Vaughn. I keep it humble, so I pretty much keep it humble, you know. And two, where I'm from, when you show off, a lot of times people try to get you. I'm from the city where they used to steal shoelaces, the thick shoelaces. I'm from that city. So humility was important. My parents came from a third world nation where hunger was a real thing. Hunger. If you look left, there was not a hungry person. You look right, there was not a hungry person. That means your punk ass was the hungry person. Hunger was a real thing. So showing off was never really. That was never really my cup of tea. Uh-oh. You already know what happens when I get when I get the homie here. Ooh, I might be the Kool-Aid, but once this guy jumps in, it's like somebody spiked the Kool-Aid and it turns different. Big dog.
What up? What up? What up? What up?
What's going on, family? How are you?
You know me, still the same OG. Hated on, you know, but I'm on my
No
smoke
black
break,
light
so
tonight,
everything's
huh?
good.
Right, right, right.
What's going on with you, big bro?
Chilling, man. Just thinking about the road for me to get to 1,000 in potential monetization. I Because I do other stuff, you know, I can't just stop everything for
Right.
YouTube. You know, my buy-in for me to stop other stuff is it may be a lot higher because I do okay. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, yeah, I'm gonna need
I
something.
feel you. I feel you.
So I haven't
I
gained
hear you
that
talking about your
from
new editing skills.
yeah, man. I was playing with it, man. Playing with it, did it on this joint. That's funny. So I was kind of proud of myself. I know it's not as clean as it could be in iMac Pro and
Oh,
Movie Maker and all of that stuff, but
you
it
just got
does
to
it.
get your muscles. You know what I'm saying? You got to get those muscles together. Then it don't matter what platform. It's just a matter of your creativity.
Yeah, bro. When it comes to learning, I treat myself like a dumb motherfucker. That's why I try to treat myself so that I'm willing to absorb that information. You know,
Right.
but bro, I mean, whenever I learn something new, even if it's really young, when you have that eureka moment where you be like, that moment where you're like, oh shit, damn, that gives for me, that's an adrenaline rush, and it makes me want to go further. Remember, you know what you know, and you know what you don't know. That means you know how to drive your car. You know how to make scrambled eggs. You know how to make a sandwich. You know what you don't know. That means if I told you to perform, neurosurgery on me right now and to heal up an embolism in my brain, you know that you don't know those skills and you don't possess those skills. So that's what you know.
Right?
You know what you know, and you know what you don't know, right?
You don't know what you don't
The
know.
thing, right? But the thing is, what sparks me and drives me is finding those things that I don't know that I don't know.
Exactly.
That's what you call the paradigm shift. We know the shit we
Yeah.
know. We know there's
Changes
shit that
everything.
we don't know. Right. We know there's things that we are not capable of doing, but I'm talking about the things that we don't even know that we don't know exists. Those are the things that cause paradigm shifts. That's the thing that sent Neo down the rabbit hole of the Matrix.
Mm.
Yeah, man. And understanding that a lot of this world is but a few converging matrices.
Mm-hmm.
Understanding, man. I know how to file shit and I like to gather information because it's interesting. I like to see how things work and connect the dots, But enough about
Look,
me.
when they in that scene in the Matrix, right? In that
Say
scene in the
again.
Matrix, where Neo walk up, he waiting on the Oracle, and he meet the little boy, and the little boy say whatever he said to him or whatever, but he said, "Can you bend the spoon?" He offered him to bend the spoon, like, but you can't touch it. He said, wait. He said, that's impossible. He said, what you got to understand is there is no spoon. There is no spoon. You know, so you're a mute, cuz. But because there is no spoon, now the whole world is open to you. Now you just got to learn how you learn. Now you just got to download the programs you need. You know what I mean? Somebody put you on game and tell you what you need. You know what I'm saying? And that's what the brotherhood is about. The unit, the camaraderie. That's why you ain't got time for nobody to poison the water hole, man. You got to get them snakes up out of there. So I love that garden uh, analogy, that visual. It's a beautiful thing, man. I like how you address it. What do you call it? That um
The True Pill
hmm,
Community Garden or Our Sphere?
that last ending statement that you had to close out.
The one where I state that when I talked about the weeds or any incursions, any nefarious or undue incursions into the garden would be met with swift justice.
That right
That
there.
part.
That one.
Yeah, that's just a dramatic way of saying we don't play that shit.
Yeah.
And we with the shits and we gonna get with you quick if you try to pull
let it
something.
be let it be known. You know.
Yeah, right. But I had to say it that way so shit, get us in the Smithsonian. But what's
But
good,
yeah,
man? What you been doing, bro?
bruh, all over, man, all over. I had to get a lock for my door because somebody wanna nab my bubble gum. I said, hey, you can't do that now. You violating my trust now.
They trying to rob
Okay,
you
now
of
don't do
stash.
me like that. That's why you know what I'm saying. I do certain things a certain way, but
The kid,
you know,
you gotta
struggle, struggle,
hit him
the
with the Bobby
struggles, the struggle.
Schmurder line. Hit the kids with the Bobby Schmurder line. Stay the hell up at my trap house.
Hey,
The hell up at my snack house.
what I'm
What
really,
up,
I'm really
gun?
trying to get this, really trying to get this music popping because I got more eyes checking for my page now. but I got to get some video up. I got music, but I just got to get some video up. So I'm working
So
on
what
that
do you
part.
need? I mean, like, what you need right now?
Just some visuals to go along with music. It don't even have to be a video.
So you trying to
I want to
what you
get some.
trying to do? You trying to get like you trying to get placements, or you trying to lease them joints?
Probably
What's
on like piece them out, but just leave the whole catalog because I got like two other guys with me. You know what I'm saying? And we all got our own catalogs, 50 or more songs deep. You know what I'm saying? So we kind of like unified. And then we all got probably 50 or more songs together. You know what I'm saying? So we got a whole like we could cash money this motherfucker right now if we really wanted to, but we trying to strategically move it and like a Patreon or something maybe. You know what I'm saying? Where you could get access to everything, but other than that, we just gonna release it how we release it. A lot of it's already available, but I just hadn't touched the YouTube sphere. I got shit here and there.
so is it just a temporary passion, or is it like what what is your short term and what's your long term goal in terms of you related to the music? What is it that you want to see from it? Like, is it just a hobby, or is it something that
It's
if
not a
you had
hobby. Long.
right?
I've
So,
been
what's your
yeah.
goal?
My goal is to make sure I build enough eyes and ears to get to the youth, and I'm trying to Tupac them like Tupac me. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm not comparing myself to Tupac, but I mean by influence people through the radio and kind of put them on a different wave. But I know how to talk to them. You know, everybody don't know how to talk to the kids, so
Right.
I know how to say language and still say what the hell I'm trying to say. You know what I'm saying? And they can hear me a little better. This whole color banging thing, I got a real big issue with it, and that's
Hmm.
projective. I want to remove that from anything to represent us. If somebody want to do it on the other side of the world, that's their business. But I don't want black people to be associated with that no more. You know what I'm saying? And that's it. That's all I really want. And once I get that, I know that via advertisements and all this blah blah blah, whatever leases, whatever. I got all kind of ideas and business things that I want to support businesses out the ass if you want the truth. You know what I mean? Things that I've already tried, things that I've already developed. So music ain't trying to be. I'm not trying to be the biggest rapper or anything like that. But I just needed the capital to push these projects to get this real money to build this project to give back to my people. You know what I'm saying? That's it. I ain't trying to be rich. I just want to have new, fresh draws every day. You know what I'm saying? That's all I wish for.
All right. So let's talk about the action step.
Mm.
The action step. So
Mm.
what's because you have the tracks. You spitting on them?
Yeah, that's heat. That's new heat. No, I
No,
got
I'm
plenty
asking
old.
you. Are you spitting on them?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. 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 So for you, what's you had a choice. You may not have to make that decision, but you got a choice right now. And remember, I've managed a lot of artists and I've been a part of this thing. So right now, you had a choice: rapper or producer behind the scenes.
I'd rather
This
not even be seen like that. That's why it was strange for me to get on this YouTube. You know what I'm saying? But I was just like, I need it now. I don't want to miss
so
the wave.
the decision I'm asking you is if you had to make a choice between using your tracks to be an artist or being a producer behind the scenes and a bigger artist,
I don't want.
popularize music you created. Which would you prefer?
I, I don't want
Oh,
the fame.
say it again.
If I could get the money without the fame, I'd take it.
Got it. Okay. That puts you in a good position too, because desire to be seen, the desire for accolades, the cult of personality things. Those are the things that stop you from allowing other situations to take place.
Mm.
That's how Missy Elliott became popular earlier. That's how Dream became popular earlier. That's how Yeezy became popular earlier. Even though they were considering themselves performers in their own right, they were unable to understand the greater good of the goal. They understood the greater good of the goal. They knew, yes, they wanted to win, but they passed the ball off to the person who might have been the better 3-point shooter, better outside shooter, better pull up, step back, because they knew
Right.
there was a better chance. So, but like we're gonna talk about that. You know what I'm saying? Man, you might have to have a session where we just go back verse for verse. You know,
Hey, success.
you have no clue. You have no
Look,
clue, man. Maybe I'll
you
talk.
sparked something in my brain.
Maybe I'll
You-
talk about some of them and a couple of them things that I did once the NDAs expired.
Okay.
Who's prenup, Mr. Rucker.
Prenup.
Prenup. Yeah,
What
this
Rick
guy
talking
is
about, man? Put
Rucker.
some up
Yo,
here.
bruh, do you understand? I had a whole conversation about this guy. I was like, yo, man, literally the funniest shit in the world. He abbreviate his greeting, good morning, prenup. He
Hey,
punctuates his sentences with prenup, right? And
he the
then yo,
last Pokemon.
right. Well, you know what's good? If you guys understand, we talk about, earlier I was talking about my boy JR's business, True Yardie Grill.
Right, right, right.
And you talk about legacy and building black wealth, even though he comes in here and with all of that prenup talk, if you go and understand the beautiful story of
Hmm.
his business, he's only giving you one side. You know, if you ever heard of
Okay.
this company called Lamar Racing,
Heard of
you
it.
know, huh?
Heard of it.
Lamar Racing, it's a company that he runs and with his dad. So it's a father and son, you know.
Hmm.
Y'all check him out on YouTube. Even though he comes through playing, he's a serious brother. He's a serious brother. And I could literally tell that he's living the dream. You know what I mean? When I
Hmm.
say living the dream, regardless of the levels of success and all of that, with their successful company, living the dream for me is being able to feed yourself with your passion.
Okay. That's
Living
interesting.
the dream is being able to feed yourself with your passion.
Yeah.
Your passion, bro.
Gotta be a
You
passion.
understand? I'm about to get raunchy or whatever. Feeding yourself with your passion is like jacking off and $1,000 come out when you finish.
Hey, cuz I was not ready.
You
Swear I wasn't.
look, I'm more psycho than genius, bro. Trust me.
Okay.
But
He
now,
said $1,000 come out. God damn, boy.
right. You don't got to clean
I'll
yourself
be
when you just
rich.
picking up bills and shit. Right?
Hey.
That's the equivalent, man. Your passion, being fed by your passions. So, you know, seeing the homie yesterday, literally, I just kept thinking about him, seeing him around, and I'm a chef. I got millions of recipes, and I'm the dude that all of my friends and even my chef friends is like, I'm that dude in the kitchen that they always say, yeah, you just are good at too much shit, so you just won't focus on this. But seeing him there, it almost made me feel like, damn, doing this corporate America thing. And I'm just,
Hmm.
yeah,
Makes you think.
I like to do, and it feels like, I'm just chasing the dollar, man. And I mean, we gotta eat, we gotta get to the bag, but it's like seeing the look on his face, man, and seeing the
Hmm.
level of pride and humility where you could see the confidence when he was standing at the counter. And I know this dude, You get what I'm saying?
I
But
got
then by
you.
the same token, see almost that slight tremble, humility,
A little
like
bit of fear.
no, not fear,
Nah.
humility, not to me, but almost like, watch this. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. You
Ah,
understand when something beautiful happened to you, something pop happened to you, and you think like, damn, if I went left, I wouldn't have happened. I wouldn't have found that $100 if I would have went with the homies, or this positive, or I would not have that. And then you think about how easy it was for you to have lost something, and you just be like, thank you, like thank you. Some people who don't believe in a deity will thank the universe. You get what I'm saying? But it
yeah.
was dope for me because maybe I was watching too much, but I could see the pride, but I could see the humility. Like, man, it's happening, you know. And it's like I wanted it for myself. It wasn't covetous though. I didn't want
Right.
his stuff. It was more like that feeling.
Really.
He became my hero, man. Literally, he
Everybody
became.
who I've seen that's been able to break away from the matrix has always had my respect and still provide for themselves. Now you get out there now. Yeah, it's out there. And I tried it one time when I was young and I was like, fuck, give me that 401k. It's all I need. You know what I'm saying? Somebody had turned me on to it. I hadn't even known nothing about it. They was like, well, you could have been had that. I just put a little something away. It was about 3 grand. Bought me a little bit of equipment. You know what I'm saying? So I was gonna make these things, but it was a whole nother learning curve. And while I was going through that learning curve, the rent kept coming. You know what I'm saying? Them bills kept coming and went nobody taking no shorts. And it ate that little bit of money up while I was figuring it out. And by the time I could even start generating, I seen the writing on the wall. So I went back to work. You know what I'm saying? But I said the next
Right.
time I'll be ready. Now I know how much I need, how long it'll take. So when I attempt this again, I'll be more sure when I step. You know what I mean? And you wean yourself off of the tip. Multiple streams of income. Nobody can cut your water off.
Yeah, but the
You
thing is, remember, there's lots of tits. You know what I'm saying? But
lots
how
of
big?
what?
Lots of tits.
Mm,
How big do you need the tit to be? Because there was a question. I want to go back to something that was asked about us staying in certain situations and talked
okay.
about staying in certain jobs. You know, I mentioned myself. I spoke for myself. I stayed within a job that caused a high degree of stress, an extremely high degree of stress to it, and I did it for the money. I did it for the money. It impacted my temperament. It impacted my health. It impacted, you know, different aspects of my life. It was extremely consuming, especially when you and the person that you're with are both executives for the same company. So it's
What was
always
your
working.
why?
Say it again.
They call it your why. Why the thing that made you go and get up and do it every day anyway, even though you knew.
Greed.
Mm,
It was greed. I mean, in that corporation, I'm a highly successful person. I wear suits. I'm a suit and all of that, but I walk in tattooed, bald, beard because I'm that dude. The thing is, I've been offered other positions that would have been less stressful.
mm.
That would have been a breeze, but I was being greedy. And, for a part of the time, 3,500 a month in child support, kind of makes you, you know,
Keep that foot on that gas in your ass.
and pause.
Yeah.
I put my gas in the switch. But I said,
No.
yo, but nah, so, it's not that anymore. My my child support was it was in effect when I still had a lot of publishing money. Confessions album was,
Mm.
we were still eating off a Confession album. So, you know, shit happens, man. Son, my son is of age now, but you get used to making a certain amount of money. You get used to
Yeah. Did you have a prenup?
no, I'm not married. I've not been married. Would
Okay,
I
okay.
would I get a prenup?
Yeah.
Look,
I ain't meant to put you out there, shit. That's record fault.
look, I answered this shit the wrong way. Mr. Rucker probably gonna block my ass. Look, him and Pop's gonna race out to come and give me an intervention and shit. I'm about to sound like E Black.
Oh
I'm
shit.
about, I'm about to sound like E Black and Hannibal. I'll say Hannibal
Mm.
more. I'm gonna say
Where you
Hannibal.
at, yo? Ma.
Hannibal. You remember, Hannibal is not just in this thing of ours. Hannibal is a teacher. He teaches our children, and he's been a successful teacher for years.
That's what's up.
So Hannibal is he's a teacher. He instructs our kids. So you know I respect the fact that he steps out of here too, and he's also a serious dude. He's a serious cat,
Yeah,
and he's about our people. So when the
yeah,
conversation is one that is synonymous with where he's gonna be, where he can slap the hammer down and he be the one cooking, he's gonna
yeah.
join in. He doesn't
Got
really stick around for the play gossip shit,
yeah
you
that.
know. But back to what I was saying, there was something that he had said when he was on the La Peace show because they asked him, "Do you feel that everyone should be married?" And he said no. And then they said,
Mm,
"You sound like a hypocrite because you're married." The thing
mm.
is, so they asked, "Why did you marry her then if you don't think everyone has to be married?" He said, "Well, because I wanted to be intertwined and interwoven in as many ways possible with this person.
He did say
That
that.
means that, right? That means that he don't want to just be up against her. He want to hold her. He doesn't want to just hold her. When his arm comes around here, or when his arm is around here, right, and he's holding her, he wants to do
Like they like
this.
put their legs all up in
So,
between your legs while
right,
you
he
sleeping.
wants to do that, right, and then he wants to put his head up in the little crevice right there of the neck, and then he wants to take his leg and wrap it around the other side and just hold her. That's some deep shit.
He in love, love.
That's some love, 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 love. And I feel that
That's interesting,
everybody
man.
everybody does not have an opportunity to feel that.
Nope.
Everybody does not deserve the opportunity to feel that. Why?
True.
Because everybody is not able to understand, process, or respect the
Yeah.
energy
For
that comes from that kind of feeling. You know what I'm saying?
sure.
Yes,
Straight.
that kind of crazy, surging, stupefying love, puppy loves. Just the guy
I don't
said.
like
But peep this. No, 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 no. You don't like being vulnerable to it. But what that is the
being
illest
drunk.
blunt. It's like if somebody went and sprinkled Molly and unicorn dust in your fucking blunt or something. You get what I'm saying?
I can dig it.
It's a high, but you don't want to get so addicted that you ignore everything else in order to get another hit of
That.
that high.
Like,
But if you had that hit, it's something magical. It's not something that you consistently look for, but it's something magical. So, for me, it's important. It's important that I'm fully interwoven with that person, man. You know what I mean? I've been on this planet long enough. I've seen a lot of different things. And, you know, I don't know how much longer I have on this planet, but I understand that However I go, I want to go happy, and it's when you reach a certain point in your life, you're willing to pay a premium for happiness. You're willing to pay a premium for comfort. Things that you wouldn't have spent $1 on, you might spend $100 on because you recognize that time is fleeting and you don't get it back. And being able to know that you can find somebody to do that. Exactly. Crazy love. It seems crazy to folks, but that shit is the illest drug, man. It's the illest drug. And
What up, Don
sometimes,
Frank?
what up, Don? It's the illest drug, man, because sometimes it'll make you, people that would be looking for that ill drug will literally ignore a dutiful man. Women that are looking for that ill drug will ignore a dutiful man that may be the best man she needs to take her forward in life, give her lessons, this and the other, because they're chasing the sexy. Uh-oh. We got the brother over here. What up, Truth? I'm about to bring him on here. What's going on, family?
Sure, sure.
Chilling, man.
What
Thanks
up
for
with it?
joining.
What up with it?
Hey, what's going on, bro? Yeah, came over here because I wanted to kind of finish that conversation about the well, of course, after y'all finish doing y'all, want to finish that conversation about the the blended family, because that was a good topic right there, man.
Remember this. This after show is not themed. It's exactly for what you're asking. Where we let you guys control the dynamic of how this thing flows. So if you want to bring up a topic that was unresolved, let's talk about it.
Well, I just popped on because I was gonna wait till y'all finish. I didn't want to interrupt what y'all was doing, you know.
Oh
Hey
no,
man, we
no,
just
we got
brothers
the
up here
flow.
shooting the
We got
shit,
the
you know.
flow. Yeah, me and this dude can flow for hours. Here's what I'm gonna need you to do.
I do me
As
this,
long
do
as
me this
you're
though, Truth.
talking, you gotta hit mute.
That right there.
But if you gotta talk, talk. I ain't tell you be quiet. It's just once you stop, because it's ringing back that echo. I'm thinking it's Bluetooth delay.
But
But
well,
yeah, talk to me. What's the
you
question?
said earlier about about the dynamic and how it can be problematic for certain types of people. And when I was saying the word problematic, I probably should have used a better word. Uh, I should have probably used consequential, uh, just to state that things happen because you're bringing in, you know, different people, different trauma, different upbringing. So the
What's the difference
integration.
between the word?
Say that again.
You said consequential. What's the difference in the language?
Uh, Consequences come is just. I mean, a lot of times when people use the word problem, they take it a negative connotation.
Okay.
Consequences come with choice. Every choice has a consequence behind it. You feel what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
I was saying that you know, bringing people together, their behaviors, their mannerisms, their traditions, and all that type of stuff. Those things have their own separate consequence. Again, you're trying to put something together that really was never supposed to be. Because again, this is not when we talk about the children. Let's say I'm coming into a dynamic where the woman has her own children. That's not my child,
That's
and vice
interesting.
versa. So I'm having to learn how to love that individual as mine.
You know what's funny? What's funny is this, right? A lot of times, and this kind of goes back to the thing that King and I were talking about earlier when he said, "What's the difference between the faking it till you make it and then, the person who makes it and then the fraud?" And I said, the results, right? When you use the term consequences, we never, even though there actually is no, the term consequence has no positive or negative inference, right?
Exactly.
But whenever we use the word consequence, we use it with a negative connotation, which is more or less the universal punishment that you receive for a deed or a misdeed, a consequence. But what is a consequence?
So
Consequence really is nothing but a result, right? But the thing
Right,
is,
right,
right,
exactly.
and
That's
that's
what I
so
was
crazy. So what is determined is whether
That's why
it's a win or an L.
that's why I
You're
use
breaking
that
up.
word.
Say it again.
No, I said that's why I use that word because it's a result. That's what I was saying. Go ahead.
mute, chef.
Thank you. Good thing I ain't getting flowing. The thing is, for me, I like to look back and look at the verbiage or the vernacular that I choose to see what kind of inherent bias that I have within a situation. So when I talked about consequences versus results, this is for me checking myself like shit. I said it was a consequence. That means, and every time I use the word consequence, I'm letting a person know, yeah, this is what happened to your punk ass when you did this, that, and that, or because you didn't do such, such, and such. And I would use the word consequence. And what that did was almost show I'd be telling them that, yeah, you deserve that shit. When in fact, I should have been more of a clinician in those situations and used it as a result. And if I explain the result aspect, well, this is how it happened. That's how it happened. When you use the term consequence, you're telling them they deserved the negative outcome. When you talk about it as a result, it's more clinical without any moral compass being attached to it. You feel what I'm saying?
Yo, chef. Let me add
Good.
one ingredient in your stew.
Go ahead. Throw a couple.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to ruin what you got going on. All right.
Good.
I think, like you say, a lot of people have a negative connotation with consequence. What I would say the opposite of consequence would be reward, which can still be a consequence. You reap what you sow. This is your reward for all the dumb shit. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. And reward has a positive connotation.
And that's where it is. And to me, and that's the whole thing. In terms of the spectrum, in terms of the spectrum of if then a hypothetical spectrum.
And then,
If you have result, excuse me, if you have reward on one end of the spectrum and then you have consequence on the other, I believe that result would be in the middle because it has no negative moral or spirit based connotation to it. It's a purely clinical statement. There's no black or white. It's pretty much gray.
hey,
Over
we,
here
we, we
building
stepped we
right now.
stepped on you.
So
Tell your story, my brother.
yeah, let's get it.
Oh, no, I already told a story. I was just getting back to him when he was talking about the word problematic. I wanted to clear that up because a lot of
Hmm.
people, when they use words, people don't understand words are words. They have their own meanings, their own definitions. Uh, they're used in a certain type of context, but the intent is what changes a lot of things. And also, a lot of times, because of the way we've been brought up, the person that's using them, that's when we place this, like you say, negative connotation because of the individual that's having the individual that's communicating with you. If you know them as having a bad disposition, and they say, okay, you know what, that's going to be a consequence, or depending on how they demeanor or how they look, then you're going to put like a negative connotation on it. But words are words. Like I said, depending on how you use them, hopefully use them in the right context so people can understand. But words are words. But the reason why I was talking about that is to go back to about the children. Is have you been in a situation, Chef, as far as uh, I guess being in a stepdad situation?
Mute, chef.
Shit. I'm bad. So when I was executive for another telecommunication company back in the late '90s, my assistant, you know, my assistant, she was from Brooklyn. She was gangster. When I say gangster, she had that gumption. She had that get up and go. She kept me safe. She was dope, tough. You know what I mean? Feminine, but she was there. She literally became like a really great friend to me. She had three daughters. She had, and she was a widow. And the father of the kid got killed, murdered by a police officer. Long story, but she, the mother of three children, and I didn't walk into the situation like, yo, I'm gonna holler at her. No, she was there, and I knew her struggle. I understood her struggle, you know, but she was good people. She was strong when her daughters needed it. She was living in the hood. You get what I'm saying? But she wasn't really hood, and at some point, my ex, the person that I was with when she was working with me, broke up, and you know we were hanging out, and eventually something sparked. So for me, it wasn't that I went and courted a person that had three kids. This was somebody that I was able to fall in love with them. Why?
Organically.
It was organic, yes. The thing is, people don't realize when you see somebody that you would never mess with, you have no, like if you have a female friend that you would never mess with, right? Or there's somebody that want to meet that you think you would never mess with, because you know you would never meet them, you will allow more into your mind and more into your heart where you will understand them in so many ways
Hmm.
that you almost make yourself vulnerable to
Right.
falling in love with them
Just by exposure.
by exposure, by time, by levels of understanding.
Hmm.
The heart wants what the heart wants,
See, that's
but the
what your
heart
girl got a
wants
problem with. You can't be that more connected to somebody else than her. You know what I'm saying? Mentally.
right.
Got the other girl that you like to talk to about her. Mm-mm, she ain't going for that.
No, that right there, that's a whole different rabbit hole. That's a whole different rabbit hole, But the thing
Yeah.
is, to be quite honest with you, it's about to me, it's about a lot of it all starts with you. It all starts with you. My ex fiance, when she was still living in my house in New York, and I was spending a lot of time down here. I'd be in New York a month, back down in Atlanta for a few weeks, studio sessions, this, that, and the other. So when I would be down there for a month in Atlanta, she would connect with my son's mother and pick up my son to come to the house. You get what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And I wouldn't even know. I would just get a phone call, "Hey, daddy," and he's at my house. The thing is, it's not just about the woman that you choose. It's about the man that you are.
Hmm.
It's about the man that you are. The kind of man that you are. If you're a person that sows peace, wisdom, diplomacy, versus a person that sows discord, which is chaos,
Right.
then what's going to happen is you're going to generate chaos. But if you have to be a person that they at least have a modicum of respect for. You get what I'm saying? And then also the choices that you make. You know, when I look at a woman, I'm like, I'll think about the kind of mother they would be with or without me there.
Okay.
If I was to trip and bang my head on the car bumper and then there's no more chef, how would she fare? Who would she be? What is the spirit beast that drives inside that person? Because it
When
ain't
she
about me
gets
anymore.
some bum to try to ruin my child.
Don't try to ruin your child. I don't believe that people literally walk in doing that. We all got different shit in our luggage, bro. We all got different shit to unpack within our luggage. So, it all depends. Yeah, I be giving y'all too much of my business, man.
Man, I seen Brenda's Got a Baby play out close up. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? Life get weird out here sometimes, you know. You see more than you want to see. But
If I tell you, what's really funny, with a video, Brenda's Got a Baby. I used to date the girl from the Brenda's Got a Baby video.
oh no, you lie.
She ain't really had no baby.
Okay. I mean, of course, but I'm just saying that's crazy. That piece of history, you got a hand in it.
Yeah, it's funny.
Bro used to talk to Monica before she was somebody. I said, bro, you might want to keep that one.
Man,
Should have listened to me.
you need to ask her why she wore them damn white shoes during the music video. She said that.
You ain't gotta wear no shoes if you don't want to. Yeah.
Yeah, we've been in corners. Your truth. Do you got anything to say to bring us back on bring us back on task?
No, I'm just enjoying the convo, bro. Trying to learn anything, That's how we learn the most from people's experiences.
Real
Everything
talk.
we all books, for real, for real. So
Well,
as far
before
as what's your going as far as you said you never been married, right?
no,
Is that
I've
something
been
you
engaged. I've been engaged, and I'm not against getting. I'm not against being married. I want you to understand that I have no negatives against getting married. Excuse me. I want to get married,
okay? So you do want to
and
get married?
I'm working on being the man that will do it right. I'm a child of divorce. I'm a child of divorce. You know what I'm saying? So I don't. If I have to do it again after or divorce and all of that, I mean, I understand I would have to. You know what I mean? Or Mr. Rucker and his pops would be hiding under my porch, ready to get me. You know, but straight up, it's real, man. It's
Yeah,
real, and
that's something key that a lot of people need to understand is, getting to know people and finding out their background. Cause yeah, a person that has divorce, that's some severe trauma, and generational curses are passed down, and a lot of times people those curses show up in other people's relationships, and they don't even know how things become so coarse, and you have problems and failure when you think you're doing everything right. It's a lot of stuff that you haven't dealt with in life.
right,
I try to tell people, isolate yourself until you heal. A lot of people like to go into relationships thinking the relationship is going to heal them. It's not. You're going to go in there and damage another individual. So you need to isolate yourself and heal yourself first. Find out, why certain things has happened, why certain things what's the reason you've done certain things, what caused those certain things. Who was your parents? Your father, your mother. How did they handle certain things and dealt with certain scenarios when they had to deal with.
I agree. I agree.
Okay, I got a question for you.
Question is, it
Go ahead.
always you have to look in and see if you are the bringer of the toxicity that is
Right.
going
Mute
on
for
in
one second.
the
Right.
relationship. If you know, it's like when everybody looking around with their nose up, wondering who did it. No, you the one that farted, but it was you,
Okay, when you looking around.
right? But you
Hey, I
have
got one question for you, Truth.
to.
Yeah, what's up, bro?
You said, you know, divorce and you went through a lot of different things. You said that caused this trauma. What would you suggest for somebody to in between a relationship? Because I don't know about you, but I've definitely been in between people, and I was always told the best way to get over an old one is to get a new one. You know what I'm saying? And that thought process has moved me along the road. I don't know if it was in the most healthy way, so I respect what you're saying, but how would you recommend somebody trying to heal in between do that successfully in a more concise amount of time?
Well, I don't know if you heard the other show with conversations with King, but I gave basically a little look into my story with my children's moms, and
Right.
I had two different children's mom. I mean, I had two different children by two different baby mothers. I don't like to say baby mothers, children's mom. My children have separate mothers. So that situation came up because of the trauma and things that I've seen go on in my life growing up as a child. A lot of people don't look at certain things and think it don't affect them, but it does. Where I was birthed into what I call righteousness, which means I was birthed from a family that was married. My mother and father was married, but my mother had separated from my father, and then while she was married, uh, got pregnant with my brother's father. I mean, got impregnated by my brother's father while she was still married. So all of that is a curse. That is that is having a child out of wedlock. All those things, and when a child is exposed to those type of things, you tend to think that's how relationships are supposed to work, and that's not healthy. So with me, it translated into without me even knowing it, I wasn't intentionally at the time out there dragging. Not at this time. Later on, after my children, is when I start going ham. But at this time, like I was like one of those, one woman dudes. I just got caught up because I, loved two different women. My daughter mom is my childhood sweetheart, and then my son mother is a woman that I've known while I was with my daughter's mom. We was always close, and it was just so happened I had my girlfriend, she had a boyfriend. But at the time we got together, it was so happened for the first time didn't have each other. I mean, we didn't have no one. So we linked up, and then that's what happened. I mean, we had my son. So I didn't know that me trying to juggle two women. I wasn't out there saying, "Yeah, I'm the man. I got two women out here, just slinging." It wasn't about that. It was me trying to do something improper instead of my daughter mom had got pregnant first. So I should have cut it off. My daughter mom had got pregnant while I was with my son mother.
That
So
was
what I
that,
should have did if I was responsible and a man, I would have cut it off with my son mother before she got pregnant and married my daughter mom. That would have been the responsible thing to do. Because
was
that
it
would have
love or greed?
nullified. Huh?
I said, was it love or greed?
Uh, it wasn't really greed because again, it was like I can't call it love now that I know what love is. I can't I can't call it that. I can tell you I cared about both of them. I definitely cared about them. But as far as love, hmm, I can't call it that now from what I know what love is now. So I was relaying that to say that certain things that you grow up seeing can translate into how you interact in your own relationships. You think it don't have a problem, but you think it won't cause a problem, but it does. All that stuff is passed down, even things that you haven't seen done. A lot of our sins and generational curses is passed down through our DNA. People don't even know that. A lot of things are spiritually done to us that we don't even know. All this stuff is passed down in our DNA. You can have traits from your grandfather. You ever notice how you be having deja vu? You ever had that happen?
Yeah, I had that happen.
Right. What you think that come from?
I take deja vu. Mute for a second. I take deja vu as the universe reminding me that I'm on track, that I'm not lost in the matrix. So every time I see something, and I know I dreamed this before, I know I've been here before, I seen this, I had this conversation, I'll be like, yep, moving right along, keep it pushing.
So I'm gonna give
I
you,
100% agree with you. I
so I'm gonna
100%
give you the
agree
literal.
with you.
Wait,
Go
let
ahead.
me mute you for a minute. One second. So I'm gonna give you the literal scientific definition of deja vu. Right? It's actually less cosmic and magical and reincarnation based than some folks think. So
Okay.
what it is this: when we see something, when I see these shades, or let's say, Vic, you were standing 8 feet away from me and you took these shades and you tossed it in the air and threw it to me, right? Normally, what would happen is I would see you throwing the shades at me, and that image would now go back into my cerebral cortex and file itself, right?
Right.
Right. And remember, when we see images and the things that we see, remember, we're not seeing it straight through the lens. It's based on a refraction where the
Right.
image is actually mirrored. You get what I'm saying? So when we're actually looking at something, it's actually the reverse of what we're looking at. It makes sense to
Mm.
you, right? So what happens is on a day when I believed that I had deja vu, you throw these shades to me. At that moment, what's happening is that is going and it's going back to my cerebral cortex. But what's happening is within the refraction, it gets mirrored and it bounces back up to the frontal lobe where you think it's a memory. It's not always a memory. What it is that refraction within your cerebral cortex that's bouncing it back to the
Coming
front.
back to the front.
Right. Like when you go and try and save a file and it says this file already exists. Do you want
Ah,
to replace it or rename the shit? Right.
wow, Chef, what are you doing?
Listen, don't get fucked up. Buckle up.
That's the butterfly effect.
Bro, that's not the butterfly effect, but in terms of the level of refraction, there's things that we think is deja vu. But what it is it bouncing back up to the front. It's the file saved twice at the same time, and it's telling you, yo, it's the same file. Now,
To replace.
that is that
God
that
damn.
is I'm not trying to mess your head up, but that is the scientific understanding of what deja vu is. Now,
Okay.
does that mean I don't believe in the possibility of reincarnation and of actual thoughts that came from previous places? Hell no, because my mom, she's an empath.
Mm.
She's
Hurt.
had dreams about stuff that took place, and I used to think she was crazy, and it was like she would tell me certain things would happen in a certain way. Yeah, they didn't happen in the route she telling me, but the end result would be the same, and it was like, damn it. So, you know,
Hey, when I was a child, I used to have a lot of dreams. They kind of slowed down as I got to be an adult, and they're fewer and further between. And like distance between when I dream it and when it happened is further out. So it leaves me more room to be like, damn, am I making that up in my head? You know what I'm saying? But
right.
You kind of know when it's authentic, and it's certain things that's undeniable. You can feel it inside of that moment. You know what I mean? I don't know that everybody has that access. You know what I mean? So
Ooh, Tanique. Tanique just hit a question, yo. That's up my
that's it.
wheelhouse, bro. He said, kind of off topic, but when I relive an experience or a dream, it's always in black and white.
Hmm.
Curious, any God members remember if those were in color or black and white? So here's the funniest thing with dreams. It's weird. The way dreams work. What's the best way to say it? We dream in black and white because they say that we tend to pull ourselves back. We tend to pull ourselves. We tend to take ourselves out of it, and it shows a certain level of detachment. Like, I mean, as a matter of fact, hold on. I mean, black and white dreams.
I don't recall ever having a black and white dream.
Dreams have two main explanations. The first is that people who dream in black and white either just don't dream as vividly or the colors of objects aren't specified, so they are just assumed to be black and white. The second explanation is as people get older, they lose the ability to dream in color. But
What?
there's another thing as well, speaking to the detachment.
Like your brain running out of ink. Damn.
It happens too. For me, the way that I dream is scary, man. The reason why my dreams are scary, my nightmares are scary, is because I dream in so much detail. You ever saw Inception?
I've never been able to make it all through.
It's trippy, ain't it?
Yeah, it is very much so. I'm like, yo, I gotta be paying attention to
Yes,
everything, every scene.
bro. The thing is, you've had that situation where you were in a dream and then you thought you woke up and was like, "Whoo, damn, that was a crazy
Still
dream."
dreaming.
And then it's a dream within a dream, right?
Yeah.
I dream so vividly that I see color, I see detail, and that's what makes my nightmares more scary because I
Uh,
believe the shit is
so
real.
lifelike.
It's so lifelike. I can feel stuff. I can smell stuff in my dream. I see textures. I see colors.
Mm.
You know, it's scary, man, and it's scary because that level of detail. I wake up a dream within a dream within a dream.
Chef, have you ever known anyone that had night terrors? You know the difference between that and a bad dream?
Night terrors come with the sweats. It comes with the hot and cold. Night terrors, that's the ones that fuck your sheets up. You
Yeah,
know, it's yeah,
another level, man. Somebody had to get you up out of that thing, man.
yeah, got to shake you.
I
Yeah,
had a partner, man, and he used to have them joint show. So that's why he wouldn't live with everybody, you know what I'm saying? But we was roomies for a while, you know. And he never told me about it. I just experienced it. And then when I brought his ass to, you know, he had to explain it, you know what I'm saying? Because he knew what it was, but he knew I didn't know. You know what I mean? But he had a extenuating circumstance that would probably put him in a state, you know what I'm saying? That
right,
would be more conducive to having those. But either way, I know a lot of people who ain't got shit wrong with them and have them too. Children and I mean a lot of people generated by some kind of a trauma of some sort, but is like another level of brain activity to where the things that you imagine might as well be real. You can have a whole
right,
heart attack in your dream because you believe it's real. You know what I mean?
no doubt.
The way your brain move and manifests, I think there's more power than we give it to in conversation. You know what I'm saying? People don't
Right.
want to certain things to be a part of all of this manifesting. That third eye got to be open.
Yeah, man. The thing is, everybody don't want their third eye open because one thing about the person who got their third eye open, they it almost feels like you're babysitting. The
Mm.
person who possesses that third eye, that person that possesses that sixth and seventh sense, you have to remember. Now they feel like responsible because they are the higher vibration of intellect, which means that now they feel like they're babysitting.
Hmm.
That's why you ever see the whole conundrum with the superheroes, the Batmans, the Supermans. Like, fuck, man, I can't even have my own life because I keep saving these people.
Right, right. The military looks at civilians like that to a large degree. Call them sheep. They don't say it openly, but they call them sheep.
Yeah, of
Sheeple.
course. Especially, yeah, sheeple. Especially when they're out there risking their lives and
Right.
and and we're protesting and shit. You know. But yo, man, listen. This has definitely been a good night. This has been a good week. This has been a good month. You know, the whole conversations with King things kicked off. I'm getting this page, starting to get a little running start with this page as well. What I need is a good opening gland, right? What I need at this point is just for you guys to continue supporting me. I want y'all to continue supporting me, and you let me know what it is that you need to make this a page that you would continue to rock with. I take feedback. You know, one of the people that was actually dude that was a guest that would pop in. He's somebody that I'm leaning on, and we're gonna be putting him into situations just based on his natural skill set and abilities and the organic way that this thing moves. So we can all be a part of this. Y'all, my A1 day ones, and I appreciate you guys. I'm not gonna stretch this conversation out tonight, but I definitely want you guys to continue. I sincerely appreciate the love. All my folks with them wrenches earned it. You earned it. And you got any before you got any parting words? Let's talk to Truth, man.
Yeah,
Definitely
talk to
appreciate you popping back in. Let them know who you are, Truth.
Yeah, no doubt. Greatly appreciate this space, man. I mean, it's good to have an open conversation. That's how you get to learn and get to know people. And thing about your space is very welcoming. You feel what I'm saying? Respect is given, immediately as soon as you step on the page.
This is your
That's a
garden,
good,
bro. This is your garden too.
yeah, that's a good look. That's that's how you welcome and people want to build with you. They want to actually get to know who you are, and then that's how you network, and that's how we can start to heal a lot of things that we have caused upon each other. So I greatly appreciate having these conversations. I definitely will. I'll already be tuning in, but I definitely will be a participant more often. So I greatly
Yeah,
appreciate that, man. It's all love.
thank you, thank you. And one thing that you showed too. Let me hold on, I'll mute you real quick. That is that you reinforced the feeling that we. Because I heard the Mike Wells, Mike. I don't know what it is. I don't care to know what it is. All I know is that you came in the game. You were humble. We were building and you asking questions. You were participating, and then you even joined an additional stream. And you worked as content, and you also helped drive. So I don't know about the other shit. I'm normally the person where I can see something in somebody that folks don't like. So as long as the love, knowledge, the you know, the understanding is reciprocal, it's okay. We could build. We could build. So you're always welcome.
Yeah, a lot of people ain't used to lone wolves, man. You know, I moved to my own drum. A lot of people are followers, and then if you don't, follow their gods and their people who they have fandom with, and they get upset. I'm not a follower. I'm a leader. That's who I am. You feel what I'm saying? I'm my own man. A lot of people ain't used to that. A lot of people ain't used to talking to an authentic man. They used to, robots
Right.
and people saying things to make you feel comfortable. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to tell you the truth. And I have no problem loving you if you want to be loved. But first and foremost, for every man is honor and respect. And I give that to everyone initially. So I always command respect. So once you disrespect me, nah, then we have nothing to talk about no more. Because it was no point to even go there. Because I don't blatantly come out and disrespect nobody. Nobody can ever say I'm disloyal or I blatantly just came out for no reason and disrespect you. I can disagree with you all day, but respect has to be first.
No
But
question.
as always, fam, thank you. Greatly appreciate you, brother. Y'all have a good night.
Thank you, man. Listen, the
Likewise, bro.
open community, communicative king. You know that allows open floor for discourse. That's what we need. That's what we need. So, and I appreciate that. When you say stuff like that, that's probably one of the best things when we created this garden. It's not just the beauty of it. It's not just the flowers saying, "Man, we feel safe here. Thank you." When you hear the fellas, when soldiers, when you hear the kings, the knights, the suit of armor, tell you, "Yo, you make us feel so welcome that I could take off this fucking, you know, 200-pound suit of armor off and without having to dodge darts." That's a special thing. Forget that. Forget y'all beautiful flowers for a moment. We men feel safe when they can put the guns down, take off the suits of armor, and just be themselves.
Gina, I don't want to
Maybe
fight
I'm
no more. I
you
don't want to fight no more.
know, like that's what I'm from the little stuff in the boy, whatever. You came to a spot, you was able to put the pistol down with that suit of armor and just stretch out and just chill without swivel. That makes me feel comfortable. I thought we might have started watching late, but I said what I want our garden to be is I want it to be neutral. I want it to be Switzerland. Watch The Wire. I want it to be Amsterdam.
Okay.
Okay, where you can and hustle your thought. You can get it out there, not and have being policed
Right.
and being policed and having to hold your tongue and watch what you say. So it really hits me when the kings be like, yo, when I say the kings, I'm talking about the men, the rocks that say something. When they're like, yo, bro, I feel safe. Because remember, we know how wonderful flowers could be. We know how our wonderful flowers could be. Some can be less.
You said a
No,
lot with
no, I'm
that.
just going to say some can be less orchid, less rose, and be more Venus flytrap, right?
They all different kinds, baby.
They run the gamut. So sometimes us rocks, we don't know when it's safe for us to share how we feel. We don't, and because we're rocks, watch this. A lot of times you're not going to get what's on the inside until we drop and break and become broken. So
Mm,
when you have an opportunity for a rock to bear without being broken, to be able to bear what's on the inside,
mm.
but he may be faced in a room with some Venus flytraps, which are more living beings that can respond, that rock will become less likely to themselves. So I said all of that to say, keep this place safe for everyone. This is not no red pill shit, no blue pill shit. This is true pill. You know, we're not raging over here. We're not raging over here, man. Listen, do you have parting words? Because I still got some more.
Let me see if this Wi-Fi stop being lame. Turn it back on, see if we get something good. Now we got the damn. I'm coming back. I'm coming back. Hey, so look, you know, tonight was a special night, a night that will go down in history, in our sphere, a day that'll go down in history in the garden. So, you know, it's a lot of people who put a lot of sweat into making all of these things come about in a short period of time, and I can't do nothing but commend my brothers for coming together even through their adversity amongst each other and their personal lives. Everybody, come on, man. What did it take for a man to do something every day? It take discipline. These men are disciplined. These men are after a goal.
They don't want
This
me
is
to be
a lot.
great. Can you hear me?
What you got, my bro? I hear you.
Yeah, I had to switch to the phone. There's something going on right now with this Wi-Fi setup. But nonetheless,
Hey,
run
look, my
back.
Wi-Fi was acting too, bro. Let it ride.
That's what I'm saying, man. Thing is, I have company computer. I've been running VPN on my network too.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's taking resources.
The pressure
And I
on
got
those
to
pipes.
open. Hmm?
Look,
Yeah,
I was just, you know what I'm saying, complimenting. I was complimenting the garden. I was complimenting, you know what I'm saying, all of you brothers for your discipline and letting these folks know what it required to do this every day in such a short period of time, how much dedication and discipline that y'all had to have even amongst the
I'm not
conflict
disciplined.
amongst yourselves
I'm
and
not
whatever.
disciplined. I'm not disciplined. When I finish with this shit, I go and I beat my girlfriend. So I'm not. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm joking.
Hey, hey, all jokes, please. Hey, if you
Look.
can't laugh, what else can you do, man?
Oh,
What
you know
else
what?
can
I
you
can't even make that joke the way these people be snipping and
do? Nah,
pasting.
they do it. Okay, they got that damn cut button on the floor, boy.
Right.
Yeah, but yeah, man. With all that said, man, I just want to send my salute to all of you brothers for putting the pieces to the puzzle together and starting your own thing, not through no bitterness or no nonsense. Can you still hear me? Okay, but yeah, not through no bitterness or no nonsense. You know what I mean? Sometimes we can be our own worst enemy. And I always said that at this point, I refuse to even let me feel. You know what I'm saying? I refuse to let me be the thing that gets in my own way. Cause I know me. You know what I mean? And sometimes I'm a problem for myself. I'm the thing that's in my own way. A lot of people know that, quote unquote, they're toxic. I'm not toxic, but I got my things that I got to work through, you know? So that said, everybody got something they got to work through. So for all you brothers to be working through whatever you working through and still pull this thing together, man, I can't do nothing but salute the effort, man. And I can't do nothing but appreciate even being connected to y'all just a little bit, man. I'm just a guy out here, man. You know what I'm saying? I ain't really no YouTube guy, but we'll see what happens. But I appreciate the love, man. Keep it going.
Yeah, I appreciate what you bring to this thing, man. I had to hit you with two angles just so you understand the appreciation from this guy and from that guy. But look, we already talked, man. You know what it is. Just keep tapping in with me. I'm gonna keep tapping in with you, and we're gonna build this thing organically. And you know, when you come a couple hours down the road, you know what I mean, we're gonna break some bread, man. Already,
Say less.
my man. So, Garden, thank you for joining. I appreciate you. I know you guys could have just took your ass to bed at 10. I done got you some cutty. You know what I mean? Went smoke something, drank something, did something else. But you came to listen to me talk my talk with some friends. So I appreciate you all. Love is love. Holla at your boy, Chef Chupino at gmail.com. Chef Chupino on IG. Cash App, $ Chef Chupino. You know the drill. Get at me, I get at you. I love and respect all my A1 day ones. Peace.